Welcome back to Tarot by the Bay. I'm David. Now, yesterday, I posted up something on the community page about Mark Meadows being sued by his book publisher. And I'm going to do a reading on that now. So the publisher suing him is arguing in court on Friday that he violated the agreement with All Seasons Press, that's the publisher, including false statements about Trump in the 2020 election. Here's a quote. Meadows, the former White House chief of staff under President Donald J. Trump, promised and represented that, quote, all statements contained in the work are true and based on reasonable research for accuracy, and that he has, quote, not made any representations up to the publisher about the work, unquote. The publishing company writes in its suit. And basically said that he breached that, caused ASP Publishing to suffer embarrassment, potential loss of profit because the media's reported on all this, so on and so forth. Now, the company in their lawsuit is asking for $350,000 back that it paid Meadows in advance of the book, in addition to $600,000 in out-of-pocket damages, and at least $1 million in reputation damages. So right there, you've got almost $2 million in claims that the publisher is making against Mark Meadows. And this is just, first step in effing around and finding out. And I like this. After my grumpy reads yesterday, I like this because this is one of those things where who remembers the old Batman TV shows where, the motto is crime doesn't pay. And this is kind of that same thing. He wrote a book, he misrepresented it, he got paid a bunch of money, and now the publisher wants that money back. I hope they win their case. Because crime shouldn't pay, and he shouldn't benefit off of lying, and his lying is detrimental to the country. Not many people can say that, but Meadows can. Okay, come on down. Entertainment purposes only, and I hope we're entertained. Time to flip. Here we go. There you go. Mark Meadows. What's the energy around this lawsuit? Or, Spirit, can you tell me the energy around this lawsuit against Mark Meadows by his publishing company? Page of Swords. I think the publishing company just felt duped. He came up to him with this story. They had actually signed him apparently to this this book deal back in 2021, I believe it was. Soon after the insurrection and such. And he was going to give him the goods, the insider information that they're wanting to see, the chief of the chief, that type of thing. And, you get what you pay for in something like that. He promised him that. He promised it was going to be truthful, but when the whole Trump administration is based on lies and falsehoods and horrible behaviors, what did you think you were going to get in your book other than lies and falsehoods and horrible behaviors? They should have seen this coming. Maybe this is a smaller publisher and not one of the bigger ones. I haven't looked that one up yet. But they should have seen this coming. They didn't see it coming. He blindsided them with this. In the past, here's Mark Meadows, sitting on Easy Street, former chief of staff. He's got Fox News and book deals and speaking engagements and so on and so forth. He was sitting pretty as the chief of staff. Now, mind you, but that's probably a really, really horrible job. We can ask John Kelly about that. But he saw all the benefits of that and was going to now come in and start reaping what he sowed. Current situation is the magician. Illusions. The low end of the magician is illusions, deceptions, and falsehoods. Yeah, he concocted a story that was littered with falsehoods, and when he was supposed to be manifesting the truth, he was just creating an illusion or perpetuating the illusion. And he's been called out on that now. The overarching energy is the star. It's funny. Had he been truthful in his book, it might have made a difference. in the situation that we're going on in this country. Notice we got 3 major arcana here. No, his decisions that he makes, the lies that he's told, and the consequences of it to the United States. He could have really helped the United States with this. He chose not to. And you can look at Mark Meadows now. His star is falling. His star is falling. He's already hit his zenith, and he's on the downward spiral now. And you're going to start. It's like, look at as the water's pouring out. His star power, his reputation, his credibility is just pouring out as fast as this water is onto the ground and into the water. Now, into this like pool of water, yeah, that might be redemption. This is how he can redeem himself, maybe in the future. This water that's over here, this is going to be lost. It's going to feed other things. Lesson to be learned, celebration. As I started off this reading, in the F around and find out stages of things, that crime shouldn't pay. For people like me, seeing this lawsuit come in is just a relief. Because, like so many things in the Trump administration, in January 6th and everything that's gone on, it's the perpetuating of the lies that's the most infuriating thing. That folks like this can go on to Fox News or OAN or Newsmax and just blatantly lie because there's no requirement for them to tell the truth. And it's I occasionally get the occasional person who pops on my videos. It's usually, will Trump win in 2024 or the Robert F. Kennedy Jr. videos, either QAnons or real Trumpers. And they jump on me a little bit about how I don't know anything and Trump's going to win and whatever. Most of them get deleted because they become insulting and so they're gone. But it's the lies that these people are being told and they've swallowed them hook, line, and sinker. And no amount of logic seems to matter. Like, well, yeah, so Trump's totally innocent. Funny how 4 of his lawyers just pleaded guilty in Georgia for election interference and a RICO charge. If there's a witch hunt and there's nothing there, why are they doing that? But they're remarkably resilient to facts because it's propaganda. They've played on their emotions, and now that'll be a follow-up. How's the public going to react to that? What's the outcome here? Oh, dear me. Yeah, here comes the lawsuits. Here comes the lawsuits. And he's also got his legal troubles to go along with this. And this whole financials thing spurred on because of his confession. Because he took a deal. And that deal got reported. And the deal reported said what he wrote in his book, which was supposed to be an honest, truthful account, his book was a complete lie. And what is in the legal filings is the truth. Because again, even if you say you're writing a book, that's going to be the absolute truth on something, there's no legal requirement for you to do that. Now, from a criminal justice point of view, the publisher, probably if Meadows made this deal with the DOJ and it doesn't get announced, publisher's fine with it because people will still buy the book. But now that he announced with the DOJ that he's on a plea deal and he's under oath and his oath contradicts the book, they can't sell the darn thing. Because who's going to buy it? I'm not going to buy it. I'm not going to buy that piece of fiction to watch the things he lied about. The people that want to read about the truth about the Trump administration, that is the truth that Trump and Meadows want to tell them, they're not going to want to buy it because now Mark Meadows is out there saying that the book's a lie. So why would they buy that? Who's going to buy this thing? It would barely be suitable for use to jam under the leg of a wobbly table. That's about what this book is good for, and that's why they're suing him for so much money. Will the publisher win their lawsuit? I mean, they're gonna win their lawsuit. I don't see how they lose this. But let's ask: will the publisher win their lawsuit? It could always be a settlement. Oh yeah, no, there's no settlement there. Yeah, they're gonna get everything they wanted. Yep. They're going to basically 2-5s. Look at all these changes here. His fortunes have changed. They're going to make the argument. They're going to be able to convince the judge and the jury about their argument. That, that basically the minute this came out, they've been unable to make money on this one, and the whole thing was a fabrication and a violation of contract, and they're going to want all their money back from this. There's your Hierophant card. I think the judge is going to absolutely uphold this. Yeah. This case grinds forward. They're going to win. They're going to win everything. They're getting all their money back from that one. And because just the contracts, he's confessed. He's confessed in federal court. The contracts are going to show quite clearly what he told the publisher he was going to do or not going to do with that book. You violate this, you lose. You automatically lose. Give back all the money. Government's going to say so. Pay up. Okay, well, that's pretty simple. I like that. Again, I do appreciate it when Spirit makes it easy on me with the cards. All right, last question on this one. You'll see I just grabbed that one. Maybe you didn't see that because it's not a camera view. I do try to mix the cards up. When I put them back in the deck, I put them in different spots. But for the bottom of the deck, I'll grab a small number of cards and put them on the top, so that the bottom, the root of the deck, isn't always the same card, because it's kind of hard to shuffle that bottom card. Plus I do the overhand shuffle, and that tends to mix up the bottom card too. Okay, how is Trump World going to view this? How is Trump World going to view Mark Meadows in his book? I especially would be curious about Trump World who bought his book. But the thing is, they don't necessarily... Here's the trick. They don't necessarily get the news, right? Fox News. You think Fox News is reporting on this? You think OAN or Newsmax is reporting on this? If they're in that information bubble, they have no idea. So you have to qualify it. For the ones not in that information bubble, the ones that are outside of all of that, the one that hear the news that Mark Meadows flipped, as it were, and the book is a lie, how are they going to be impacted by this? Page of Pentacles. Well, money. Not donating money. This is going to impact... this is going to impact donations to Mark Meadows, but also Trump. They're going to be mad that they've been taken advantage of. Now, mind it, you're talking, what, $20, $30 for this book. But... No, 20 or 30 bucks for these folks is not a small chunk of change, especially when they're donating $45 to 45. And so I think what you're going to start seeing is that more and more they're going to be withholding cash from donations and such. A pair of pages. The word's going to start getting out as these court cases progress. And this is kind of like this is like that first wave, because this is one that might actually slip through the Fox News iron dome of information blocking. This gets through. People are going to start understanding that what's going on here. How come you're asking us for money, but you're telling us lies? And maybe we should be a little bit more careful with our money. Yeah, because the lies are starting to come out. All of Trump's lawyers in this witch hunt are pleading guilty to crimes that don't exist. Why would they do that? Why would they do that? It makes no sense. Why did they fundraise off of us to plead guilty? Why are they telling us this book is true and taking our money when it turns out it's false? I think this is going to start. This is kind of like that forefront of the cracks that are forming in MAGA land. Ace of Cups in the past, playing on their emotions. Donald Trump, greatest president ever, is a witch hunt. He's being horribly portrayed. He's being railroaded by the deep state. Blah, 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 blah. All the crap that they're being lied to with. And it plays on their emotions, plays on their fears. And Donald Trump's the only one who can save them. So give him our money because he's going to save us. But that's in the past. Just like that publishing company. They should have seen this coming. Some of them are starting to wake up that they should have seen this coming. They didn't. They're starting. Again, they're feeling duped. Now, these are the ones that are a little more sensitive, maybe the ones, again, who aren't quite in the information iron dome of propaganda, and they get some information elsewhere, or they're a little bit, weren't as invested in it, but they're starting to understand that they should have seen this coming. This is kind of this is a very volatile card here in this position. Because in the past you've got the strong emotional thing, and now you've got the Queen of Cups. Are they going to keep a lid on their emotions and act logically? Or are they going to blow their top and really let loose? This could be, keep an eye out for your Sterlings and your Linda G's and your Dave Johnsons and such. Kim from Intuit View. As these court cases pile up, and I'm asking for those because they're channelers and they have a really good idea of predicting the future, to see how volatile they see the MAGA crowd being. Right now, they're kind of on a fence as to which way they can go. Lesson to be learned is money, 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 all the money. I think that they're, for the MAGA folks, the money that they've been showering Donald Trump with, although it's a small amount that they give, it's a bigger amount to them, but when lots of people do it, it's a huge amount. And maybe some might start questioning why a billionaire needs donations. But I think it's going to impact the money flow that's going to Trump, going to Mark Meadows, going to the people that have perpetuated the lie. Again, I'm really concerned about this card because this could be the rioting in the streets type of thing. Now that I'm overstating it, but this could be that anger that's unleashed. And who's it going to be unleashed on, and what's going to trigger it? Outcome, the Eight of Coins. This is kind of like, I think something happens. I get economy. I'm getting economy with this and this. That they might start looking at, are their lives any better? After all this money that they've done and everything like that, is their life any better? Are their work conditions any better? Are things any better when they were believing all this stuff? And if the economy starts getting rough, it's going to be harder for them to make money. And then they're going to think about all the money that they've donated, and that's what could trigger this. Because of the frustration, they didn't have a lot to give in the first place, and somebody played on their emotions. They should have seen it coming. Now the economy's tanking. It's harder for them to make a living and get ahead. And what are they going to do? How are they going to react to that? Because again, they've been lied to. They've been lied to, conned, and deceived. We're not out of this yet. We're in for some interesting times. Although, at least if this were accurate and folks are waking up to that and getting angry about it, it's the stages of denial type of thing, or stages of loss. And they've already gone through some stages of loss with Trump not being reelected. But the thing that's going to amplify it tenfold or hundredfold is the stages of grief and loss when they realize that they've been lied to and conned. Now, I think right now they're kind of in the denial stage. They don't want to believe it. But I think they're getting ready to move into the anger stage. So, yeah. Try not to rub people's faces in it. They may not exactly be in the right headspace to handle it. That's where, at least folks watching this, they tend to have a little more compassion, a little bit more empathy than their peers on the right over there. Be judicious. Maybe that's the best way to put it. don't necessarily feel the need to rub stuff in people's faces. It'll make it a little bit easier on the collective. Although we understand that from our ego point of view, it would feel so bloody good to do it. But you ever notice that anything that gives you that visceral feeling of goodness usually isn't the best thing to do? It's kind of that short-term rawr, but the long-term, yeah. Anyways, okay, well, we're wrapping it up here. Thank you for watching this video and supporting my channel. I appreciate it. Thank you for all your likes and your shares and your comments and everything you do to feed the YouTube algorithm beast so that my video makes it out to newer viewers. To those new viewers, welcome to the channel. I hope you found this reading insightful, and I'll catch you on the next one. Take care.